So, how come you never played for Highlanders?
It's a sad story, unfortunately.
Playing abroad, South Africa or Europe?
Yeah. It's a sad story. My kids come to me and, like I mentioned, about the top goalies in Zimbabwe, and then he says to me, there was something to do with,
Let's talk. Asikhulume machita. Ngatitaure. Sizabe sikhuluma labadlali benguqu abake baba lodumo. Laba esibathi thina ngama legends. Ma legends ethiwa ama legends are best mu UK. Abanye babuya ngapha kudala sokulesikhathi ngiyafuna ukuba kwazi ukuthi impilo yabo injani okwamanje. So, elimele likwenze ukuthi li subscribe, share and like. Guys, munweseka comment section. Do they one goalkeeper in Zimbabwe? One goalkeeper, whether in whatever league, whether it's the English Premier League, Bundesliga, Saudi Arabian Pro League, whatever, Super Disc, one goalkeeper akapedza season ari top goal scorer. Kana mchimziya in the comment section. When do they just one? Inini, I know one. Tonight Panonas is one of the finest goalkeepers to ever come out of Zimbabwe. He's a legend. Inini, I call myself Mdara Maricheni. Our legend, Imim Maemuti Lazim, so abereka wake wakampasta kuti Muzondiwa Mugadza, my brother. Welcome to Let's Talk. Ngatitaure.
Yeah.
Asikhulume.
No, thank you for having me, man. It's appreciated. I think at times the legend is overused. I don't know whether I can accept that.
My brother, don't try to be humble. Don't try to be down to earth. You are a legend, and that is not argue. We are not going to argue that you are a legend.
I truly appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
I know you tried to to humble yourself, but don't. Yeah. We need to. The thing is, we don't appreciate our legends as much as we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time we get a chance to appreciate you, we will.
No, thank you very much for that.
So why Lazim? So why?
I wish that can be cancelled forever.
Because I've always wondered, why Lazim? So
okay, Lazim. So it came from, there was a lazy same designer clothing. So every time my dad used to give me money to go and buy some clothes, or mama, she'll give me money, I'll buy Lazy Sam, and then I'll cancel the Sam and say Mzo. So it became Lazy Mzo, and I've always had this idea which I will own a clothing line one day, but I love dressing. That's one thing for sure. So that's where the name came from.
So I was
nothing to do with being lazy.
Yeah,
but then,
I was very wrong because that's what I thought.
Coincidentally, though, I hated the physical side of the game where supposed to see and stuff. So that I hated.
Okay.
Maybe it coincided with the name. Yeah.
Coventry.
Yep.
You've been here
since
ages.
Yeah. That's my Bulawayo.
So Coventry, so you're like in company.
Yes, that's my company.
So like a couple there. What could happen?
That's where I stayed with my grandmother, but my dad lived at Riverside.
Oh, okay. So you're actually born and bred
Bulawayo, born and bred, yeah.
Mzilikazi
Mhlophe Flats.
Mhlophe Flats.
Yeah.
Mhlophe Flats opposite
Sochangane Flats. I
Sochangane.
think,
Buyazi.
No, Mugadza is further away, maybe another 5 minutes walk from Sochangane Flats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And again,
Sobugas, I think one of the schools that produced some of the superstars.
Is that where you went to?
No, I went to Hamilton High.
Hamilton,
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Hamilton High.
Yeah, it's okay. So tell me, what happened to when Uqiniso top goal scorer? How can the strikers now?
No, our strikers, they were
1998.
1998. Yeah, 98, yeah.
Top goal scorer.
Yeah, I shared it with Howard, the late Howard Mago and Chipotods.
Oh, Chipotods.
Yes. Yeah.
How many goals?
We were tied at 8.
8 goals.
The three of us, yeah.
So, I don't understand. Let me understand what you hamba njani ukuthi ukeeper to the league as strikers. And I'm sure, like I said, it's probably the first time that has ever happened.
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible, but then the history books are non-existent in Zimbabwe, unfortunately. But I would like to think.
The good thing is we're putting on record now.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Everyone should know from this podcast. There was once a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Who finished the season as the top goal scorer.
Yeah, that's true. No, I've always been somebody who's confident with the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm a penalty. No, it was all penalties.
Oh, penalties.
Yeah, it was all penalties.
Also, you were the designated penalty taker.
Nah, it was all penalties. I mean, obviously I have to give them a credit as well, the strikers.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't the case, they were going to be taking a mark.
So that season, the conversion ratio was it 100%?
I think it was 100%. Actually, yes, it was 100%. I think the only time I missed a penalty was against Highlanders, Johannes Chuma. That was the only time I think I remember missing a penalty. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, your confidence out of the penalty, how did that come about? How the experience with Lala Pagati?
Yes.
Because once is good training, how not is that true?
I tried it both. Okay, how it comes about, I think you be comfortable with the football, you put a square in, So I will play with the likes of Obolojo, late Dumisani Dube. These are the boys from the same mood as me. And then the late Richard Cholmovas, he was younger than us, but brother to Misani to the late as well. So I will play both inside as an outfield player at the same time, even goalkeeper. But then the older guys, by basically having a keeper, they will call me to come and play in goals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how I got to play both as an outfield player and as a goalkeeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but how did you finally decide on being a goalkeeper instead of? Were you stronger as a goalkeeper than?
Not really. I think I was actually good at both. The physical side, maybe that's what I hated more, and I chose to be a goalkeeper.
So, is striker, defender?
No, I'll play as a midfielder, just behind the strikers. And that's where my position was.
Each generation in science.
Yeah.
What science you had fantastic players.
Yeah.
Fantastic players. The likes of Kitiza, Matamba, Matamba Nashe. Chipotodzo, Howard Mago.
Yes.
Lunis Ndebele. Tim Kanana. Those were very good players. But how come you didn't emulate a 98 squad? Because I think toe to toe.
Yeah.
I'm a players ability was like the same. I was it because of the competition? It was tougher than the time.
I think I wouldn't say so, but I don't know what possible contributed to us not to be a success. But like you say, I mean, Essence has always assembled, good squads. Each junior police at that time was working, I think, across junior the country. So you find most of the guys that played at the same time as me they were quality players, and before me anyway, they were quality. You know, so unfortunately it didn't happen. But, yeah.
And it's Umazulu. Did you win the league?
When I left, that's when they won the league. But then the year when we finished second to Highlanders, we were actually going to win that one, but we didn't.
I remember the last game.
Yeah, that's the last game. Yeah, we lost the last game against Highlanders.
And as a Wooten, there's something wrong with our record keeping.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm concerned, game Diana was probably the biggest game ever played.
Yeah.
In Zimbabwe.
Yes, yes.
But it has never been mentioned. No one takes note of it. And you know why I say it is the biggest? Because there's no other game. You play it like it's a final.
Yeah.
It's a league game.
Yeah.
Whoever was going to win that game
was walking away with the prize.
So it was the final shootout. I don't think there's ever been a shootout in that. And probably is it because of what Ama teams there's no exposure. I don't know.
I kind of tend to agree with that statement.
Because we tend to concentrate on
the capital.
The capital. Because that's a fact that has always been overlooked. There's never been a bigger game than that.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that Katesa, I sit back and look at them and think to myself, the system seems to be one-sided more than the other side, but it becomes political, which is not my area.
No, let's stay out of that.
It's very true.
You talked about the junior policy. Like Wabla, we've always known. I think that city has always prided itself in a strong, vibrant junior policy. Islanders, they never used to buy my players. They had a very rich necessary. Just like the Saints, whatever players want, they will come up the ranks. And Ogamanje looks like it's not there anymore. What do you think? What's the future of football without junior policy? Because the time you grew up, Linda, I'm a players national team, whether they were from Harare or wherever, you had known each other before
I'll tell you
the junior ranks.
When you mention that, I mean, I'll tell you a story about, the first time I met someone talking about always Bunjira, the late Louis Coutinho, Gilbert Mishangajike, Tabani Moyo, Wayne Albertine, the late Tongai, who were under 17. So it was more like, the same group of players, Sakura Song, until we reached, the top level of the game. So it's evident. So our junior police was working then.
It was working,
and we look at now. To be honest, I'll be cynical to comment about the junior police, but it's evident there's something that we're not doing right.
And I've always said it's not a coincidence. Is cutscene because of that's when the national teams played fantastic football. There was a proper cohesion among the players. Because Lali Zana
from juniors, juniors.
That's when you almost got to the Olympic finals. Remember?
Yes. We're close. We're close. I mean, in saying that as well, I look at the current crop, and I think they've competed with the so-called big nations, for national teams, compared to possible our group. Maybe we didn't play abroad, but most of these guys now they're playing abroad. They've crossed, other leagues. They play in the Italians, English Premier League. So we're kind of competing with them when we are at national level. In the past, half the time we would just go and show up the faces and not compete, but then not we will come out with the results. So it's in two ways of looking at it. I'm not going to be too critical. But the junior football is non-existent. It's unfortunate.
Because as I wonder what kind of future can you have without junior polish?
You know, when we grow up, when Avatala they say you're the future, you don't understand. But now that I'm at this age, I understand that, you know, the younger ones are the future, but we don't seem to take care of that, you know.
Junior polish, because I remember, in Sadungena sports reporting, my first assignment abroad was under 17 African Cup of Nations.
Okay.
Botswana.
All right. Yeah.
That team, Wagulaba players, I would say Ekaya, they didn't know them.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were still in the juniors. Or Johannes Godzo.
Yes.
Shingi Kaondera. Yeah, they were still Julius Murape.
Quality. Yeah.
So those guys, they grew up together from under 17, coming up. So at Manje, it's just haphazard. They just someone just comes up from nowhere, they start playing together. Agula, like that proper cohesion.
Yes.
How important is fitness as a player?
It's funny when you mention. We're just talking about this myself or Marvin. I don't know whether you know Marvin, former Highlanders.
Marvin.
We're just talking about it, conversating about this subject here, fitness. It's tricky. You know, fitness is needed, right?
Yeah.
But Sinankaya, maybe we do it in a bad way then, but then now everything is backed with science. So you know, people are trained according to what is suitable. But I mean, you know, I'll go back to the days when we were.
Because if you go back to the days, then I'll tell you the reason why I'm asking.
I mean, people obviously try to associate beer and you know, and football, but I don't know. I don't drink, so I wouldn't comment on that.
You don't drink? You never?
No.
Never ever.
I tried. I think I remember we used to go to afternoon sessions at Cecil, you know, ask the Highlanders boys and the 16s and Saints. We used to get along anyway. So we will club. I tried. I think I was maybe around that age, 16, 17. And then when I started ending, I think I was 18. I tried and then it wasn't working. So I said, this is not for me. So I've never had a relationship with.
How about Upema?
No. I've never tried. Unfortunately,
because they tend to justify with their upbringing.
Okay.
Everyone was doing it, especially in Kompon. Everyone was doing it. So what does that mean about, especially with Wena? You didn't go that route.
No. You know, there's obviously this kind of narrative which your environment dictates, you know, or wherever you grow up. So it's I wouldn't say it's kind of heavily influence in my case. I tried. My dad was never a heavy drinker. You know, he was a businessman. You know, now and again when he sits down with his mates, they will have a glass of whiskey. That was it. And then my mother never drank as well. So there was nothing. I mean, then I've got my brothers. They do drink occasionally, not with the heavy drinkers. So it's never been something that's, you know, can sway me into. But then going back to the fitness part of it, what I was saying, you know, at that time when we were doing fitness, we're made to run with, you know, the wrong equipment. So you told me we can run maybe from point A to point B. I've got poor trainers. I'm a trainer that are not suitable for the road work. And then now my knees are all over the place. I'm just saying, I mean, like, you know, not literally that my knees. I'm just saying other footballers, obviously they suffer from such. But now I think it's, you know, we're kind of advancing as much as, you know, our economy is a bit shaky. But I can see there are some steps that are being taken.
Yeah, because the reason I ask is Zimbabwe Saints. I think they were reputed as one of the fittest teams them days.
Yeah.
And tell me about Roger Russell.
Roger Russell,
he was your fitness trainer, isn't he?
He was a beast. Yeah, he was a beast. I mean, the two people that have trained me and I hated them, but then at the same time loved them, is Roger and Temba Mliso. Temba Mliso came to the national team.
Yeah, I remember.
So
I remember Temba Mliso introduced the blip tests.
Oh yes. We fell out 100 times with Temba Mliso, but you know the love that that gentleman gave me was immense. It was immense. Actually, part of me being here as well, it was, you know, he helped me as well. So, but Roger, like you are saying, Roger, he was another.
What are the Kichima? While Hamsa danger, and then we said Kichima from danger.
No, danger. Just, I think it was
go up
3 times. I think it was going down 3 times. So it's more like going down, up, down, and. But then those are the dangers. Think about it. How dangerous it is with trucks, buses, vans, you name it.
It's dangerous. It's a place along on the road. It goes up the hill.
Yeah.
It's about 3 kilometers.
I think it should be. Let's put
just
it
like a Christmas pass.
Yes, I was about to say, people that are not familiar with danger, they have to maybe Christmas pass.
So that Kichima up and down.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah. Yeah, it was hectic. Hectic.
So, Team Unadena, with the potential that it had, how did it end up breaking apart? Because they
it means in sense.
Yeah,
it's ambitions. You know, it's we had played together as Amajida.
Why I'm asking Uti, when you guys left, like the core of the team left,
Matamba,
Sancho, Kitiza. What prompted that exodus?
To be honest, bro, there's one thing I think. You know, the society, they've got this perception that, footballers are any millions, especially back home, and which is not true. So, as Saints, obviously being our home, which most of us came through that system, amateur juniors, and you see, this is being played out year after year, and we are not actually winning anything, or we're not competing to win things. We're just there to survive. As much as I love Zimbabwe Saints with all my heart, you as a man you grow and you think I need to test new waters. So
I know you Zimbabwe Saints is like your what are Limazulu, but I know what Zimbabwe Saints is.
Yeah, it's more like my family.
So I'll say that if you look at the state of affairs for Zimbabwe Saints now,
it's sad. It's sad. I mean, the sad part is there are people that are trying to revive Zimbabwe Saints, and then there are people that are not willing. So it's very sad. Zimbabwe Saints is a big club. And to see it, drown even further without, coming up.
Because it's actually the second oldest.
Yes.
Highlanders, 1926.
Yeah.
Saints, 1931.
So you would have thought it to somebody out there who will come out and say, guys, come on, let's get it together and get it going again.
And when you were good enough to walk into any team.
I like to believe so. I like to think so.
Yeah, that's not arguable. You're good enough to walk into any team. That's why. You were the Warriors number 1.
At some point, yeah.
So, I don't think it's undeniable. The dream is to play for Highlanders.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, how come you never played for Highlanders?
It's a sad story, unfortunately. Okay, before we get to the national team bit, I think my grandmother was number one Highlander supporter at one point.
Yeah.
The funny bit is, she was Highlanders through and through,
Yeah.
and then on the father side, on maternal side, Highlanders, and then my father's side is Zimbabwe Saints.
Oh, okay.
So exactly. But then when I signed for Zimbabwe Saints, when I started playing, she did away with Highlanders, and then she became like obviously swaying to Zimbabwe Saints. But going back to the point of obviously wanting to play for Highlanders, being the I think biggest following, should I say, in the country, or between them and Dynamo, the two. So I wanted to play for them at one point. Before I moved to Amazulu, is the Highlanders, they approached me. And then Zimbabwe Saints wanted $500,000 at that time, which I think Amazulu paid, and I was, up to this day, I'll probably consider myself as the most expensive goalkeeper in the country. They paid $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah. Zimbabwe Saints were asking for $1 million. And then
Kitiza had gone for $1 million, isn't it?
He went for $1 million after me, but
you went first.
I went first. If I remember well, there was a Milanzi, one of
Moses
Milanzi was the most expensive.
To Blackpool.
Yes, he was.
800,000.
Then I went for $500,000. $500,000, which I became the most expensive goalkeeper at that time. Then Kitiza went to to Amazulu for $1 million. So okay, the question of playing for Highlanders they wanted $1 million by Zimbabwe Saints, and then they offered 200,000. So to me, I felt I'm not being respected. I've got value. Everything has got value at the end of the day, but they offered 200,000, and and then Amazulu, they offered $500,000. So it was an easy decision for me to go.
How about playing abroad, South Africa or Europe? You could have walked into any team.
I came for
Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, or Ngapha.
I came for trials with Barnsley.
Barnsley.
Yes. I came for trials with Barnsley and then Sheffield United. Wednesday. Sorry.
When was that? Were you still?
It's a sad story, but I don't live to regret. Some of these things, if it's not yours, it's not yours.
Of course.
So what happened is I came for trial, which again is something that has never been documented or mentioned. Due to how many keepers from Zimbabwe come to Europe for trials. I mean, I came for trial with Barnsley.
I'm actually wondering how I missed that.
No, I came for trial with Barnsley, right? Barnsley wanted to see me for 2 weeks. So the first week I was doing well, and then we were playing Highlanders that same week that I came for trial. So Delma asked, Uti, I have to be released and come and play. I was that mad, I had to fly back home. So I thought to myself, why release me in the first place? Knowing what you want me back. So I flew back home, landed in Bulawayo on the same day when we were having a game. I'm tired. I went home. I didn't want to go to camp. So my grandmother had to beg me to go. No, you have to go. Because Mama, she's Sabbath, Delma is Sabbath, so it was more like you can't do this. But I felt like the Barnsley move, it could have materialized, I don't know. Then Sheffield Wednesday wanted to see me as well. If I failed at Barnsley, they wanted to see me as well.
So when you came back to Zimbabwe, for ETM and Highlanders, you didn't.
I played.
You played the game, so you didn't come back here.
No, because to be honest, you know how these people are professional. How professional they are.
They wouldn't tolerate such.
Exactly. So I'm being recalled by my club, and then the club manager just called me into the office. we have to let you go. Unfortunately, we wanted to see you for another week, and then my agent had already arranged any trial with Sheffield Wednesday. So in the end, I was here for a week, and then I had to go back home, and then the Real Stars came as well, wanting to sign me, and then Delma wanted to sell me in pounds. So they picked and went back to South Africa. Yeah.
So, are you bitter?
I've made love for Delma the Pepe, no, not at all, not at all. I'm not that kind of a person, like I said, at the end of the day, if it was mine, it was going to be mine. I have to accept and move on, and it wasn't meant to be.
You wanted you had a struggle, you had problem with your shoulder, isn't it?
No, it was my knee, but then that's
knee?
Yeah, Twaliki, the late
Shingi
Twaliki. Yeah.
But your shoulder, you never had a problem with your shoulder?
No. I've always been good. To be honest, I'm grateful that I never had too many injuries. It was my knee. So we came together, Fagamastads, and then my knee popped. But I think I stayed out for almost a month. But the scary bit was when you go and watch my young Willie pose, and then people are like, so pale, so he plays in your head. It's over. But now I've always been good. Yeah.
You were Soccer Star of the Year finalist.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
96
and 98.
96 and 98.
Yeah.
Something happened in 2001.
Yeah. Said. I know where you're going.
You know I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh, you considered the least number of goals.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And you had I think the highest clean sheets.
Yes, I think.
But then
clean sheets, least goals, scored some penalties as well.
So, and then you overlooked for.
Yeah, that makes me cringe. That makes me cringe. To know that 3 goalkeepers went to the calendar that same year, it's one of those.
Do you think it was a matter of popularity contest?
It was. Tell you what, without mentioning names, one of my friends who was starting to step up into offices, he came to me, maybe not wanting to tell me exactly what is happening. He said, this year there will be 3 goalkeepers in the calendar. So I didn't take notice. I was like, I brushed it aside. and then 3 keepers went into the calendar. Okay, it's fine. I mean, to be honest, I've got again, the people that were selected that year. I've got brother love with almost every one of them, so it's one of those.
But this selection, like for that award, not with the Soccer Star of the Year finalist, but the Goalkeeper of the Year, I think, personally, I think there was something terribly wrong. Because I'll tell you what, 2013, I don't know if you remember this. 2013, Paulo Keeper Rhinos. I told him Trusao.
Yes, I know the name.
Trusao. He was named the Goalkeeper of the Year for 2013.
Okay.
But he was not good enough to be
in the calendar.
Yeah, to be one of the 11 finalists.
All right. Okay.
And then Uma finalists, there were 2 goalkeepers. Ucho
Okay.
Nyarazitia.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, they were considered to be one of the top 11 players of the season. But how can you be one of the top players
and then you're not?
The goalkeeper?
It's funny, I remember when I won the Goalkeeper of the Year. That's the same year when I was in the calendar, so it made sense. Every time the Goalkeeper of the and then
And then there's something I wanted to pick your mind.
Yeah.
In the issue of professionalism, if you look at Tama clubs, Agoblawai, Highlanders, Zimbabwe Saints, Real Stars, Amazon, they all did like club facilities. Saints clubhouse, Highlanders clubhouse.
Yeah.
But Rare, big clubs, Dynamos, Cape United, like at test, local trainer on my ground, they score.
Yeah.
Why the difference? You know, what the,
that one is a bit confusing, to be honest.
because we'd expect with a team as big as Dynamos.
Yes, you're right in saying that. But then Dynamos, when you say that they've got their clubhouse, which is along the same with Amazifa offices, Awudala. It's I don't remember the road now.
You also clubhouse here.
No.
You mean Railton?
No, not the clubhouse. They've got a house, not the clubhouse, as in drinking place for socializing. They've got a clubhouse, as in some of their players actually go and live in those facilities. But as in a place for socializing, I don't think they have any. Compared to Zimbabwean Highlanders, like you are saying, Real Stars. Real Stars, again, we can't say because obviously it's a
but you're saying
Saints and Highlanders
they've got big property. Tennis courts, everything.
But again, there are facilities that are possible. They could be generating income, as in, but they're not. I don't think it's being fully utilized in generating income. But who am I? Maybe sitting here, maybe they know better. But I look at it from the outside, and I think to myself, with all these facilities, you could be actually, making a killing.
Okay. Let's get to your international career. I know your international career, like when that is coming onto the limelight, was the game against Nigeria. Although you'd played before. And then that game against Nigeria, because of what was at stake. And because of the quality of the opposition, it was a very big game. And the way you were introduced, were you actually prepared for it? Because it seemed like it was a last-minute decision.
It was.
Because something had happened, and then Umbro wouldn't play. And then you came in as the last-minute replacement. And Ama fans, they didn't make it any easy for you. Remember, because they were predominantly Dynamo supporters, and they were angry at what had happened. And then now, your own player, your own fans, all your own fans are booing you. And then you responded with an outstanding performance.
No, it's
where did you actually draw the strength of character to withstand more conditions than that?
I mean, for any big player, they want to, to play in such occasions. Playing against I think before we actually move into playing against the big opposition, the fact that you are feeling people's or big clubs, should I say, Umbros, and it was hard as it was, but myself and Umbro, we started competing in under 20, so it was never like I don't think he ever rested in knowing which I'm behind him. He knew that I'm coming in to compete with them. But our competition was healthy in that respect. We supported each other regardless who was the first choice, who was the second, because we grew up together from under 20, 23 in the national team. So, and then the fans, it's sad. I'm not on social sites, unfortunately, or fortunately, should I say. My kids come to me, and like I mentioned about the top goalies in Zimbabwe, and then he says to me, there was something to do with, I'm thinking to myself, come on, you're probably talking one game out of 20 games that I played for the national team, and then you handpick that one, and then you make it sound like I'm the baddest. It's the same with John Spande.
That's how we are anyway. We concentrate on the negatives. If you make one mistake, and for goalkeepers, mistakes, they are more glaring than what you strike and I could. Because when you make a mistake, the team concedes?
I can sit here all day long and say and challenge every single one of the goalkeepers that they play for national team and say, how many mistakes have you done? We've done mistakes, regardless of who you are. It's like Elvis Chipes when he did his mistake. Was it AFCON? One of the everybody made it a big deal, and I feel sorry for the kids. I don't know him, but I made a point to to get in touch with him and Kume, like take it easy. You need that support. During our day, I make a mistake. No one will come and comfort me. You have to be mentally strong. So that game against Nigeria obviously was one of the biggest, and when we played at home, challenge on its own. Obviously, I have to prove that I can stand in that position. And then when we went away, I think it was one of my best games actually when we played in Nigeria. One of my best. On that day, actually, I had received bad news that my sister had passed back home.
And then you still played and put in a good shift. That's some strength of character there.
Yeah, it was the case, but my dad gave me the green light to play.
And then international senior career. I think the game that stands out for you and the game that means a lot to you was incidents. They weigh heavily down on your heart. 9 July 2001. 18 Zimbabweans died.
It's so sad, and I don't think there's anyone who lives home going to say, today I'm not coming back. And you think about it, these are fathers, sisters, brothers, sisters, whatever you want to call it, and these are people that are coming to watch football, and then they pass. And
then as a team, Nina, how did you take it? How much did you?
In hindsight,
did you ever blame yourself? So
no.
If you had put in a better performance, things would have turned out differently.
To be honest, I think I'll only speak for myself. Possible. I can't blame myself for the first goal. Yes. I will say we conceded. I made a mistake. Fine, it's gone. But how we reacted after that game, I don't think it was.
After the goal?
It was no. After as a team, I think we played bad that day. We played bad. But after the passing of those, our brothers and sisters, I don't think as a nation, as a team first. We didn't, possible acts right.
Before we go to the nation, let's talk about the team. As a team, what sort of support did you guys receive, if any?
No.
Because
none.
Because that I think that was a traumatizing situation for you to go back onto the pitch. Probably keeps coming back to you, and you probably need some support. To get over it.
There's none, to be honest. Honestly with you, unless somebody did something behind my back, I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that was done. I think it's that kind of thing which what you do or they will deal with it. So in that respect, nothing.
And then the response, as a nation, supporting the families of the victims.
I know there's stuff that was done by the country, but then
there was a commission of inquiry that was set up, and then there was some financial compensation.
But money doesn't bring those beloved. I don't think I'll celebrate money that is for somebody that is passed. So, but it's the fact that China is okay as a team. That's for start. We'll probably go back to the question: did we receive any sort of support? Which we didn't. Then we go back to as a team. Maybe the leadership, there are people that we're supposed to gather us around and say, guys, let's go. At least we visit those families after or before they are, they are put to rest. It never happened. I feel bad up to this day myself. It doesn't. It's something that is in my head.
Yeah, because I've spoken to you about it like some ages ago, and then I could tell what it was something that concerned you a lot.
These are people that okay, let's look at it. I leave home to go and watch football, and then I don't come back. Then I'm lying cold somewhere, and the family has lost a father, a mother, or a brother, sister, or whatever it is. And the same people that I've come to watch, they're not even bothered to come and and console me. It's a bad look. I mean, for us at that time. Maybe some might disagree, but on my side, I would have loved to, play my part. Whether financially, I don't know whether I could at that time manage, but just to show up and show support to the families. As much as those people came to support us, we were meant to go back and support them as well.
So, what is it then? Is it because we are a society that we don't value such things? Because look at across the country, across the border, Zambia, a disaster. I think every year they commemorate that event. Ngapa with the Hillsborough disaster.
Big, it's massive.
Every year they do something, they commemorate it, and even up to some 5-6 years ago, they were still on it, trying to get closure. Abantu, like the commissioner of police that day was prosecuted. Criminal charges were laid against him. But as Zimbabwe, no one in that disaster, no one came to take responsibility. No one was held to account.
Saying that, I think they should have asked to, because I think the police that fired the tear gas is given instruction by somebody above them. So, what was the reason for that to be triggered? Was there any violence or? So, all these are questions that could have been asked. I don't know. Maybe there was an inquiry that gave all these answers. I wouldn't know. But you're right in saying that maybe we do value life. It's very difficult, honestly, because it's.
Would say some people just don't want to take responsibility. They just say someone else will do it. Someone else will do it.
Obviously, there should have been somebody who's taking responsibility and be accountable. Which this is, but. Again, I don't think the stadium was full, so the ticket allocation was okay. But the question is, what triggered that to the tear gas to go down and then people start the stampede? I don't think there was any reason. One thing that we need to learn as a people, especially us as Zimbabweans, we have to accept defeat, whether or any results in any football match, whether it's a loss, win or draw. Those are the three things that will happen in a game of football. It's win, lose or draw. I was actually saying to my son, because we love Arsenal, so every time he will get emotional, dude, just chill. These things happen. It's win, lose, or draw.
Of course. Okay. So from that incident, and then there was a commission of inquiry, and then they came up with some recommendations. Regarding crowd safety, crowd management, and all my recommendations for the stadium to be safe. But it looks like nothing has changed, because only recently, last season, what about the riot, APF? And then our police they actually that thing.
I remember. Canister into
the crowd. And I was saying, how did they ever learn from that thing? How can you fire a jet of water into the stands?
Because I've seen one.
And there's no way, like APF, there's only one exit. You got to come down.
Yeah.
Unlike national sports
Nationally,
stadium,
you got,
you got a lot of exits.
multiple. I was one
and it's almost 20 years after that incident.
But then it's still coming back.
Yeah.
I think it's a few times that has happened actually, because I remember there was one time I visited home. I was coming from Harare, and then ngathi ngifike Bulawayo, came iphela. I think it had 25 minutes between Highlanders and Dynamos. Again, there was, exchange police and and defense. So I don't think we've learned anything in that respect. But again, it goes back to maybe to the to somebody have to be held accountable for such incidents.
I know. So how's been your life after football? Like giving back to, because I was in 2017. You went back to Zimbabwe, and then you were helping. Is it Bulawayo Chiefs?
Bulawayo City Council. It was Beritaga. Zenzo Moyo actually asked me to come and just some sort of moral booster.
Like you're working with our goalkeepers.
Yeah. To be honest, they had a fantastic goalkeeper coach anyway. I don't think they needed me. It's different to when we played. They had a fantastic goalkeeper coach. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but he was quality. How much that he was doing with them. I think to me it was more like just showing them some of the things that I have learned over here at the time when I was interested. But in football, should I say? And but they were doing good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how proud are you when some people come out and say, Muzondiwa Mugadza was my role model, the one I look up to. I'm talking about Dominic Stokely. Yeah. He's been out there saying Muzondiwa. It's the man I look up to.
It's actually good. I mean, it's those were my boys. Otto, Male, Ezrom. Those were my boys.
Okay, lastly, Mako Nabafana we're watching now, and they dream to be one day to be like you, to represent their nation. What word have you got for them?
Be yourself. That's all what I can say. I mean, if you try to be Muzondiwa Mugadza, then you might go wrong. You just be real and be yourself. You will come good.
It's okay. Well, thank you very much. You don't do a lot of interviews.
No.
You don't do a lot of interviews, but thank you for accepting the invitation to talk to us.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, we thank you wholeheartedly.
Anytime.
It's a big honor. It's a big honor that you bestowed on our channel.
Yeah.
Every time we meet, for this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's all good.
And thank you for the legacy that you created and the memories you gave to the nation.
I wish I can leave a better legacy than what I've left. That would be everlasting. After 40, 50 years, people will have forgotten about Muzondiwa Mugadza. So if I leave something that is running, then I think I will have left something better. So the things that I look up.
I don't think they'll forget. You can't forget greatness. That's why even up to now, Opele or Churchshire, still talk about them.
Spoken about,
People talk about you. And that's the definition of a legend. Which is you got to be spoken about. Thank you so much. So finally, akusicelele kubasekeli bakho ukuthi please click the subscribe button.
It's all sharp all the way. Please subscribe to this channel and support this channel. Please.
Thank you. The legend is spoken. Click the subscribe button, guys. Thank you, Mzo.
No, thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure. Bye.